entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
Hi guys, I'm Grabby here, and this is a Raid Shadow Legends video. In this video, I'm going to try to do something a little bit different. Now, I've done a lot of focusing on like champions, trying to level them up, but I found myself in this kind of like bottleneck of the different dungeons, whereby I had set the teams that I set, and once I beat them, I never really went back to them. So now what I'm going to try to do is start a series for each of the dungeons, trying to figure out myself which champions that I have that work best, trying to go by attributes, not just, oh, well, this one's a badass, let me drop them in there, da 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 da. As you may notice, this little one right here is very attached to sitting in my lap, so she was napping. Hopefully she'll remain napping and let me do this video very quickly. So now the reason this came about was I actually had Versolf. I did a character guide on him, and I hated it. I just was so negative about it, and then when I went back and watched it, I was like, I don't even think I have him in the right gear or not in good enough gear for me to truly evaluate what he is and what he does. And so it was like, oh, no, I can't put this out. So what I'm going to try to do now, Versolf, I think he'll have his place and he'll have his role, but I need you to calm down. But for right now, what I had done was I actually put like Kale on the team and he performed better than Versolf, but Versolf didn't have the right gearing or anything once I went back and looked. So it was just a whole mess. It was a hot mess. So I'm going to try to do now is I'm going to try to build a dungeons team, Dragon's Lair dungeons team, and see if I can get the time down on this. But before I get into all that, I drop Raid Shadow Legends videos every Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, DC Legends videos every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Marvel Future Revolutions videos intermittently, although that's about to change with the game coming out at the end of this month. So please like, please subscribe, and if you don't like it, hit subscribe and hit dislike. I'm okay with that as well. Now, here's how we're going to start this off. When it comes to Dragon's Lair, one of the things I wanted to do, and one of the things I hear that you should do, is poisons. Poisons help out a lot, and I noticed that when I ran Kale in that character review. Now, basically, even though I have Tomb Lord, which negative affinity, I wouldn't put him there, Kale is my best poisoner. Like he really is, and I just have him like in a lifesteal gear for clan boss. So here's the deal. Right now we have a magic affinity dragon for dragons 20. I'm not even worried about like 21 through 25. I'll do that series later. I think I'm gonna try to do like maybe a couple of videos on this and work my way through to make it better. So I'm gonna start off with Royal Guard because Royal Guard has that 35% increase attack in dungeons. That's great. Otherwise, I might go for more survivability in the aura spot, but I think Royal Guard would help. Maybe speed, but I'm not so sure about that as well. All right, so anyway, in any case, going with Royal Guard, then I already know I'm putting Kale in. Now, one thing that I don't like is the fact that this is all kind of neutral affinity, and I feel like the hordes are gonna attack neutral affinity first. So maybe this is the time where I can put in Versolf and put in, I don't know, Seal of the Drakes or Elder Scar to kind of, oh, but I need to have a best. All right, as I'm talking, I'm really like legitimately like just trying to talk through this as I go. A best is going to be in because a best puts decreased defense. She hits hard as hell. She's a very hard hitter, and we're going to need to put that decreased defense out there in the dungeons to cope with things. Next, we will put in, I want to say Seal of the Drakes because she has passive healing and she'll revive just in case things go wrong. I feel like we're so heavy in the magic affinity for all of these neutral affinity or all of these positive affinities that we have. Now the next question, should I put in Versolf and hope for damage, or should I put in Manaya to help with support and healing? Because right now, the only person who's giving us support and healing is Seal of the Drakes. Elder Scarred would be great for crowd control as well, but Seal of the Drakes is better in this situation because Elder Scarred puts down fear and true fear, which is great, but it's still a 50-50 shot as to whether they're going to attack. Seal of the Drakes puts down stun. They can't attack when they're stunned. So that's that. Razin puts down decreased defense and weaken. And I'm actually halfway tempted to put in Gentoro because his decreased defense and weaken is more reliable than Razen's. I only have literally one positive affinity here. All right, let's run this. I feel like I might need more support, like we might fall quite a bit. I'm not 100% sure on that. But if that's the case, then I think I'll replace Gentoro with Manaya and go from there. So let's see how this goes. Okay, so great, got some stuns out. All right. Now, here's one thing. Maybe when it comes to the AI, I should have a best using her decreased defense first. Decreased defense, to me, in my opinion, I'm not breaking any new ground here. Decreased defense, I think, is critical in getting through these waves. More important than the decreased defense on the dragon herself. It's a her, right? More important than the decreased defense on the dragon herself is actually having the decreased defense on the horde so you can get through them relatively quickly. So let's see. The stuns go out. That's all. It's all looking good to this point. And I really think that having that increased attack with Royal Guard is going to help. Initially, when I would do this, I would have Raglan in for increased defense, which would make Seal of the Drakes hit much harder because she's a defensive-based champion. So increased defense on her from a buff standpoint, or increased defense as an aura, which Raglan has 33%, would be a plus. But one thing I will warn in terms of approaching all of this stuff, and this is what I did very early on, is that you get caught up in the new champion, and trying to drop them into this place and that place. But really, you need to figure out the roles that you want for each, what roles you want in each slot, and then fill out accordingly. So, for example, if I didn't have a best, and this is a mistake I made very early on, if I didn't have a best, I would use War Maiden, because War Maiden has that decreased defense, an AoE decreased defense. I'm not putting her on this team because the best takes care of that. She hits hard and gives a decreased defense. So it's not really necessary. Let's see if we're going to get the... and this is one thing that I missed as well. I used to run Doom Priest in this because Doom Priest actually has can purge buffs. That takedown was nice. So this might be one of my fastest runs ever. Wow. Unless this dragon like just wipes us out. Ooh, that was a hard hit. That was a hard hit. Yes, revive. I think it might be legit that I need more support. Like we might get through this, but it might be one of those, the RNG was in my favor this go around. So I don't know. All right, so let's get one more takedown from Royal Guard. That would seal it all for us. Come on. One more. And then this would be like my fastest time ever, I think. My best time was 2:45. This was 2:49. All right, cool. So this seems like the team I want to go with. So first shot, and I made it. What's up? All right. So I guess just to explain again, the idea or the thought process I went behind is I wanted a poisoner. Kale drops in as a poisoner. He is a rare, but he's doing 900,000 in damage. Of course, Royal Guard is doing 1 million with that enemy max HP. I'm going to have to figure out a way to either I'm going to still use him doing dragons 21 through 25, but maybe not because enemy max HP is reduced a lot. So they kind of nerfed the enemy max HP champions from that point forward. Kale did do the damn thing. Best did a lot of damage. I think that's coming more from waves and stuff. It's just clearing out. I like that. So basically, decreased defense worked out. Had Seal of the Drakes there for heals and support. I think that maybe you could get away with Apothecary. And this is in the setup that I'm doing. Apothecary does work here, but in the setup that I'm doing, I need her for crowd control and I need her for the heals, the passive heals that she does 10%. And she's a login reward champion, so that works. And then I think that Gentoro actually having that decreased defense and weaken on the dragon really helped. So decreased defense, poisons, and then support, heals, and revive. So that seemed to work. And hopefully this is consistent. So I'm going to run this again and see if it's going to be consistent, and I'll be right back. Okay, so we've this run, I guess the RNG was in my favor beforehand. This run has been a bit more tenuous. Like we lost Royal Guard in wave 2. Now we've lost him and Gentoro again. Seal of the Drakes was able to revive Gentoro. I wish he would have revived Royal Guard. That way we could have maybe gotten another takedown. I think we're still gonna. I mean, I think it's pretty obvious we're still gonna win. But maybe I shouldn't have said that. Okay, no, we're good. Okay, yeah, we're good. But it's still. No, we're still good. But see, but for me, and Seal of the Drakes just fell. We'll win, but Seal of the Drakes just fell. For me, this is still a little bit worrying. Let's see. So like, Kale and Abess carried us through. Royal Guard was down for most of the time, so he didn't even get that much. All right, I'm gonna run it one more time just to see, and then I'll cut back and I'll be back with you guys then. Okay, so real quick, I interrupted the run. I came in here. I'm going to put Abess's A2 as the priority to go first and to just whenever it's available to use it. Royal Guard, I think, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and put that as #1 priority because I think it runs hamstring first, but I'm going to put that as #1 priority. Kale, Seal of the Drakes, and Gentoro are all doing, wait, no, should I change Gentoro? No, you know what, that's fine. By the time we get there, he does it in the right order, I believe. This one is, yeah, Oni's rate. All right, so this is how I'm going to run it. Now, oh, I just did all that setup and didn't even tick the box. If I'm doing all that setup, auto tick the box. You guys know what I want. I'm first world problems, man. I'm complaining about nothing. All right, so here we go. This should be good. Just make sure. I'm always worried that I didn't save it the way I wanted it to be. All right, so save, and now I'll be right back. Okay, so hopefully I just showed that where Royal Guard just did that takedown and took a whole bunch of health. However, it looks like we're in trouble-ish. Man, this is way too much for me right now. But it looks as though we're going to win. Oh, then the poisons took her out. And that was my fastest time. What's up? So now a 2-minute dragon run is much more manageable than the 8 minutes that I was doing before. I don't like the fact that Kale fell, but hopefully if I run it a few more times, it'll get the result I want. Royal Guard knocking in with 1.2 million. Kale at 800,000. Abess at 800,000. So yeah, that was definitely awesome. Much better. I'm glad I made those AI changes. But so that's how I built the team. Poisoner, decreased defense. I had the decreased defense and weaken from Gentoro. He was really strictly there to put that there on the dragon when we finally got to the dragon, although he was good. He was okay, but that was his job. That was his role. And then Seal of the Drakes for support, and then Royal Guard, the enemy max HP ability takedown, on top of the fact that he gives 35% increased attack aura in dungeons. So it worked out well. I'm still not a huge fan. Like, I still am worried about the survivability. Like, I'm hoping that this is 100% time what's going to happen. I think it will. I mean, we won each time, but it just felt like we got so close so many times to falling. But in any case, thank you guys for watching all the way through. Please like, please subscribe. Check out the movies below, the DC Universe movies. Some of my favorites are down there. Help support the channel. And I'll see you guys next time.